How you doing there, folks? Okay, I'm just off Grafton Street and I'm out here with the wonderful Sebastian Schub. I hope I pronounced that properly.
Schub, yeah.
Schub, is that
Schub, yeah.
Schub. And yeah, Sebastian was good enough to stop and have his very first DCT chat. Thanks a million, Sebastian. So I suppose I'll get down to the basics. I was nearly going to ask you a minute ago and you wisely said to me, keep it for the interview, Sean.
Yeah.
So the name Schub, where are you from originally, Sebastian?
So I was born in Germany.
Right.
Grew up in Germany.
Okay.
When I was 15, I moved to England.
Right.
And started living in London. So my mum's German, my dad's English. He lives in Germany too, but like.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we used to go to Germany, England during the summers, and then I just moved there eventually and never came back.
Wow, because like your accent, it doesn't have any German really. Like, I mean, for me,
bit like if you're English, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's definitely German.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, they recognise it much more.
Yeah, man. I used to do acting, so I had an acting coach at school, and like she worked so much on just flattening my accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just put marbles in my mouth and all.
Wow,
well, great.
That works. I must try that for myself sometime. So, some questions for you anyway. About your music, I mean, you are like a world-class musician, man. You're amazing. Amazing entertainer. I put you up there with Freddie Mercury even.
Oh,
you know?
No, you can't. No,
yeah, I mean, you've just got that natural thing. So how did you get into music? How did it all begin for you?
I mean, I've been sort of performing all my life. Like, I started singing in the opera when I was 5. And did a lot of theatre, musical theatre, right? And then I learned piano. Right. And then I learned guitar.
Okay.
And I just sort of started, and then I moved to London when I was 17, and I started busking.
Okay.
Because of money. Literally because of money. Like.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be an actor, but I made my money busking and playing gigs, and then that just sort of took over my life.
Right.
Playing music. Literally, like, I ended up having no time for theatre or film, whatever. Like,
yeah.
I just became a musician, and for a long time I was like, I'm going to be an actor. I'm just sort of doing music to make money. Yeah. And then eventually I just surrendered. I was like, I'm a musician now. Like, that's what I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah. Your path has been chosen, and you chose wisely.
It chose me.
It kind of chose you, even. Yeah.
It just sort of happened, like, you know.
Yeah. And so you were busking in. Sorry, we couldn't cross you, Sam. You were busking in England. You were saying it was in London. You were
in London. Yeah.
And how was that for you?
That's great. Yeah. I mean, I started when I was 17, 18. Right. You know, it was such a fun job. Like, you know, very flexible hours. The money was great. You meet loads of people. You play music all day instead of like being a waiter. Not that waiting, you know, being a waiter isn't fun, but I'd done jobs like that before, and I was like, oh, it's just so stressful, and the pay was shit. Yeah. So for me, it was the dream. Like, I learned my craft there as well. Like, I remember going out busking. I was so shit, you know. And I knew performing, but so, you know, I didn't really play music that long yet. So I learned my craft really on busking. I learned
on the streets.
That's what it was about for me. A lot, like, was me, you know, being out at like 11 p.m. At South Bank, like without an amp at the time, you know. Just playing, and there was no one there. I was just sort of playing songs, like writing and trying things out with my voice, because I came from such a classical background, like singing pop music or rock music. Like, it was so weird to me. Yeah. Other than the money, of course.
Yeah, helps.
It helps. Yeah.
And would you have any advice then for like people who are thinking about? There's a lot of people who would watch this channel who are kind of thinking, oh, I'd like to get into busking. You know, any advice for anybody starting out busking?
You just got to do it. Like, I remember the first time I went busking, I was 16 maybe. And I stood on the street. I didn't have no amp, anything. I didn't even have my own guitar. I was playing my mum's like classical guitar, right? Yeah. And this was in Hamburg, and it took me half an hour to sing the first thing. Like, I literally stood there like an idiot for half an hour. Like, couldn't do anything. Yeah. And then you start playing. You play and for like half an hour, and then you leave. And then you come back the next weekend, and you're still there. You stand for 20 minutes and so on. And then you just get used to it. So you really just have to do it. And not be discouraged by not making any money and not having anyone stop and not being very good, because no one is good at the beginning. Like, no one. There's a busker who's literally just started called Benny, right? Yeah. And he's been playing for like 3 weeks. Yeah. And in 3 weeks he's improved already. He's already improved so much. Like,
he really has. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
and to be fair, he works a lot as well. But he's a lovely fella. Yeah. But yeah, so just like with everything, it's not just music. I think with every craft, you just got to do it, and not worry too much about how good it is at the beginning, and then.
That's great advice. Really.
But it's not like unique advice.
No, but it's really good because, like, say, I mean, like you're a veteran of busking now at this stage. You know, you've been around, you've done it in different cities, and you know, so you got to know what it's about.
Not the young one anymore.
Yeah. Actually, how old are you now?
23 now.
You're 23, so when are you 24?
April.
In April? Oh, okay. Well, and we'll get your birthday just so people can, in April, so they can send you lots of greetings.
The 19th of April.
19th of April.
Send me presents.
Yeah, you heard it here first. We will, of course, include your PayPal. And so, what have you thought of the busking over here in Dublin since you got here?
Dublin's my favourite city to busk in. Like,
Really?
straight to the top. I haven't busked in that many cities. I know Hamburg, Berlin, London, Brighton, Bristol, and then Dublin, and Galway actually as well.
Galway's great crack.
But Dublin's my favourite. Community. I mean, you know it.
Yeah.
You know it. The
Yeah.
community is
Amazing.
It's so unique.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Everyone's friends. Like, it's so supportive as well.
Yeah.
I find sometimes in London, it's just London, the community's there as well, and it's really lovely.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, this is me personally, I used to come into London and I used to see someone on a spot and be like, no, someone is my spot. And the same thing, I'd be playing, I see someone, they're like, face me like, oh man.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I come up and I see, I'll see Jacob there and be like, oh, it's Jacob. Or I see Dylan or Ali or anyone, right? And I'll be like, oh yes, I get to see them. Like, I don't care that I have to wait 3 hours. Like, it's just big.
You have a social catch up and everything.
Well, you just have a good time. It's like a nice place. When you work in it, it's the difference between having a shit job and it's like in a bit toxic work environment and having a good job and a really healthy work environment and in an office you like to go to work to. And in Dublin, that's exactly that. I find
it's a lot of fun up around here.
And supersets aren't a thing. I don't know if have you ever filmed a superset?
Yeah.
They're not a thing in London.
Yeah, okay.
And I love them so much.
Yeah, they're fantastic. You did some great stuff there with Ali and Sam, the Three Musketeers and everything.
Yeah.
You did some really cool stuff with them as well. So
it's just really fun. Like.
Yeah. And you've been a breath of fresh air since you came around here, Sebastian. You really have, man. You're a great guy, great attitude.
Sad to leave.
Yeah, when are you leaving?
1st of November.
1st of November, you're going back to London, is it, or Germany?
London.
Back to London again. And,
I'll be in Germany as well, but I'm sort of putting up a base in London. I'll be back in Ireland for sure.
Yeah. You're going to be doing a gig in London soon, I believe.
Oh yeah, on the 2nd of November.
I think Paddy Dillon, one of our subscribers, is going to that gig.
He did,
actually.
yeah.
He's going to be going to it,
Yeah, man, it's in London on the 2nd of November. I'm supporting a guy called Johnny Morgan. Okay. I'll send you the link. You can put the ticket link into the
into the description.
Well, the tickets below.
Yeah. So if you are in around London, I'm going to leave the link here so you can get tickets to that show that you're going to be on there, Sebastian. And we're going to miss you something terrible around here, Grab Street. I am definitely hoping that you come back again and visit us again.
Man. You do so much here as well, like it's so good.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you always posting videos, honestly.
It's like, I wouldn't exist here without you guys, the buskers, It's so I always say it's myself, the buskers and the subscribers that make DCT. And you've definitely brought so much energy, so much entertainment to Grafton Street.
It's so good.
Yeah, and keep me posted how you're getting on in London and everything else, and we'll keep track of you, man.
We'll keep in touch. For sure.
Absolutely. When you're coming out with new stuff, you let me know. We'll do
I'll send you, definitely. There's new music coming in the new year.
Yeah.
Original music.
Yeah.
Until then, go stream my music.
You heard it here first. So thanks a million, Sebastian, for stopping and having a chat.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for being so great with Grafton Street.
Thank you.